Hi everybody!
So Tekken 8 has been out for a bit of time at this point. I'm really loving the game and the majority of the FGC does as well. There have been some issues with the game, but overall not too bad. I've experienced the game crashing a few times after online matches. That was especially bad on the first night. However, there is an epidemic level issue with Tekken at present, and it's related to the online. The issue primarily stems from people who are boosting or engaging with lag switching, basically less than ideal conduct. This is leading a lot of players to completely quitting the game online and sticking to just offline matches. Or if they are going to play online, it's just with friends. I'm personally with the just friends side of things, as I got up to orange ranks before I ran into too many players using clear Smurf accounts or utilizing lag switchers to get cheap wins. Obviously, reporting bad actors will help to some degree, as Harada-san did cover that in a recent series of tweets. And that's great, but there's something Tekken could implement that would make things far better. I'm of course talking about a reputation system. So what am I talking about regarding a reputation system? Games like Rainbow Six Siege incorporate this. I'll throw you over to Editor Belmont to further explain how Ubisoft implemented that system, as he has far more experience with that game than I do.
Yes, so with Ubisoft and with Rainbow Six Siege, they needed to add a reputation system into Siege because there are a bunch of degenerates out there that will literally just team kill you, which, if you don't play first-person shooters and you don't know, is basically whenever a game, just like Siege, decides to add the fact that you can kill your own teammates in there. People love to use that to basically be extremely petty by team killing you when you don't make a good play, team killing you when you pick an operator that they don't like, team killing you when you pick a gun that they don't like. Just stupid reasons like that. So Ubisoft decided to add a reputation system to stop that. Well, not really stop it, but at least slow it down. And I feel like they have done that over the past few years, about 2-3 years, maybe 4. I forget how long it's been since they implemented that, but yeah, it's definitely been working here as of late. I don't notice it as much. And what this system does is it basically just puts you with people of a similar reputation. So if you have a good reputation, you're generally paired up with people that have good reputation. And if you have a bad reputation, you get put with the bad reputation people. So that way you have legit players playing with legit players, and you've got bridge trolls playing with bridge trolls.
Thanks for doing that, dude. You've made my job far easier. Basically, my idea is like the reputation system in R6, but amped up to 11. I'd have it so that when you're matching up against an opponent, your reputation would be displayed, as with theirs. That way, if a player is below the reputation level you want to match up with, you can just decline the match and move on. At present, Tekken 8 is dealing with a ton of Smurfs and a ton of people using lag switchers. Obviously, the ones using lag switchers will get weeded out sooner rather than later, though there's always going to be one numpty that feels the need to ruin everyone else's fun, and does it anyways. Also, I know someone's going to be at me in the comments saying, "Shut up, Wi-Fi warrior." First off, fuck you too. Second of all, I can't use an Ethernet cable with how my setup is at present. I'd actually prefer being able to run my PS5 with one. But considering my house was clearly the inspiration for Final Fantasy XIII's corridor design, that's just not feasible at present. Anyways, if this was implemented, it could be taken one step further. If a player has a less than stellar reputation, they'd eventually be forced into only being able to match with other disreputable scumbags. See how they like their own fucking medicine. This would eventually make the reporting system far more effective as well. Eventually, the dishonorable fighters would be weeded out. To my knowledge, no other fighting game has incorporated a system like this, where a player's reputation would be on public display. If one has, please do correct me in the comments section. But I bet some of you are wondering why it'd help the health of the competitive scene. Well, like I said previously, at present, it's hard to tell if you're going to match with someone who's around your skill level despite the game being relatively fresh. If you're facing off against someone who's using a Smurf account, then you're going to get your ass kicked. For those who don't know, smurfing is when a high-level player makes a secondary account and uses that to get easy wins. Now some, not all Smurf players are doing so for nefarious reasons. Some genuinely just want to play a new character and play against people who will be of a similar skill level to them. Some may not like that, but it is technically speaking a legitimate reason for smurfing, even though it's not kosher and in some cases will get you banned if you're caught. But in my experience, the vast majority of people engaging in this type of behavior are doing so knowing full well what they're doing is just for easy wins, in which case you people are sick, deplorable, and you need help. Oh god, I'm starting to sound like CM Punk during one of his straight edge promos.
Ha! Well, look at that, I didn't have to say it. But yeah, you definitely do, dude.
Preaching aside, if a proper and public reputation system was added, then it would make it far easier for people to find matches with people they actually want to play against. At present, the only real indicator we have is what someone's internet connection is like, and that's not enough. We need more. Also, this is something I personally have an issue with regarding Tekken 8, and it's one reason I typically don't report other players. If you make too many fraudulent reports, then you're in danger of losing the game you paid $80+ for, when all you're doing is trying to look out for the well-being of other players by taking out the trash. This is unnecessarily punitive for people who are just trying to be good Samaritans or had a particularly bad experience against a handful of players. It almost makes you feel like you're voiceless in the matter. Then again, Bandai-Namco is just one big corporate machine that does not give a fuck about you. But hey, at least I can use this platform to be
the voice of the voiceless!
If you'd like to give the bench mob a voice, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel out and gives niche gamers an actual voice for once. So, is this feature likely to happen? I highly doubt it, which is sad, as it's a good idea, and it would really help out a ton of players while also making the lives of the development team far easier when ban season rolls around. But it's definitely something I'd like to see a future fighting game feature. If you like the idea of a reputation system in fighting games that's publicly displayed, why not consider hitting the like button? If this feature was implemented, I imagine it'll be some indie fighting game that does so. It took an indie darling like Skullgirls to get us rollback netcode as a standardized feature. Thank God we no longer have to deal with delay-based for modern fighters. Though it's too bad developers haven't considered going back and adding the feature into more of their games. Arc System Works is one of the few I can think of that's actively doing so. At this point in time, it really is the indie games that innovate in this industry, and the big boys just play catch-up when they realize the core audience of these types of games are demanding X, Y, and Z features, when really all sectors of gaming should be striving for innovation. Though I've said it before, and I'll say it again, generally speaking, iteration beats innovation if you're making a damn good game. But what do you think? Do you feel fighting games should feature a player's reputation prominently? Why or why not? Let me know in the comments section. Thanks go out to my current channel members, R. Campbell and Dani Boy. If you'd like to help the channel out further, you can do so by hitting the join button or the link in the description. Oh, hey, I made it a whole video without saying I don't give a damn about my bad reputation. Oh shit, I just did.
Just when he thought he was out, he pulled himself back in!
Well, since I have a bad reputation, why not check out one of my rant videos popping up on screen now? I really let my disreputable, villainous side out in both. Until next time, keep blazing that trail.